But first at 5:30, only on Eyewitness News tonight, how local law enforcement is tracking terror, something the FBI director calls a potential threat in everyone's backyard.
I have homegrown violent extremist investigations in every single state.
The mission is to fight terrorism and detect threats in every community. And
I sat down with both the FBI and state police to find out how the two are working together to do just that right here in our area. An unforgettable tragedy. 2 bombs explode at the finish line of the Boston Marathon, killing 3 and injuring hundreds more. An hour's drive from Rhode Island, the marathon bombings are a not-so-distant reminder that terrorism can and does happen on U.S. soil. And the number of homegrown violent extremists is on the rise, according to FBI Director James Comey.
We have investigations of people in various stages of radicalizing in all 50 states.
One group on the radar right now is ISIS. U.S. intelligence officials estimate more than 3,400 Westerners have joined the ranks of ISIS, potentially plotting attacks overseas or in their very own countries.
You will find a life of meaning here fighting for our so-called caliphate. And if you can't come, kill somebody where you are.
The fear is that recruits will go undetected as they plot or fund terrorist attacks in the U.S. To assess the threat here in Rhode Island, I took my questions to the FBI and the state police to find out how they're working to protect the state.
Not only are we looking for folks that want to travel and fight or conduct an attack here, there's also a whole network of people that finance.
So what is the FBI doing to combat ISIS in Rhode Island?
First and foremost, the most robust mechanism that we have as the FBI is our Joint Terrorism Task Force. Highly trained federal, state, and local law enforcement and intelligence officers that work together to address any threat that comes in.
Elizabeth Rosado is the FBI special agent to Rhode Island. She tells me terror groups are using social media like a job fair to recruit potential followers.
It's very easy for a person that can't travel to become radicalized through Twitter, YouTube. There's a tremendous amount of online recruitment.
The internet has basically made everything happening around the world happen in your backyard. So whatever's happened in Syria or Aleppo or Iraq is almost like it's happening in Providence or any other city in this country.
Rhode Island's front line of defense against local terror activity is right here in Providence at the state's Fusion Center, which was created in the wake of 9/11. It's staffed by members of the FBI, Homeland Security, and state police, all under one roof.
They sit right next to us, so whatever comes in 8 in the morning, 8 at night, gets worked on together.
For security reasons, we cannot show you what goes on at the Fusion Center. But officials tell us that every day, intelligence analysts are tracking social media and investigating any and all leads associated with terror activity, then sharing information on potential threats with local police departments. Officials also say it's up to everyone to keep an eye out for trouble because terrorist activity can come from any person and happen in any community.
It's a new world that people live in. It's something that is coming into people's living rooms. Just pay attention. Make sure if you see something, say something. I can't say that enough.
Now, the colonel tells me there are several warning signs you can look for. Those include surveillance, someone recording or monitoring activities, elicitation, someone attempting to gain information about military operations and acquiring supplies, someone stocking up on things like explosives, weapons, and ammunition. Coming up new tonight at 11, I'll be back with more on how ISIS is using social media to recruit a record number of young Americans into their ranks. Tracking Terror continues tonight on Eyewitness News at 11, right here on WPRI 12.